So Stacy, twin brothers Craig and Wade, Courtney, Lindsay, who died quite a few years ago, and Lee.
They used to live all together in the countryside. That is about 3 hours away from Buenos Aires.
They were in Lake Tahoe, where we had a house, a condo on the lake, and they were fighting, and my mother had pork chops that night, she remembers, and then they had sex by accident because they were fighting, but they decided to have sex, and that's when I was conceived, after a pork chop dinner in Lake Tahoe.
My father was going to meet my mother to the city because I was going to be born, and he was going to meet the rest of my family there.
The plane dropped off some passengers, picked up some passengers, and then flew from LA to San Diego. And right before it was about to land in the San Diego airport, a small plane, it's like a two-person plane, collided with the jumbo jet PSA flight, and they all, mid-air collision, and everyone died.
And he had this car that was also that could go very fast, and he was traveling to the city to meet my mom.
The police coming to her door, and that's what they do when someone dies. They don't give you a telephone call. They come straight to your door, and I think immediately she knew because the plane crash was above San Diego, so sort of everyone could see that there was smoke in the air and that a huge thing had just happened. So when the police came to the door, she knew that he was in that flight.
And on his way, he crashed a truck in the middle of the road that was stopped without lights, and he died. And I was born 15 days later, in the 30th of December.
So my dad died in a plane crash before I was born. My mother was about a week pregnant with me.
It wasn't something like, oh, well, let's talk about this, you know. It was more of something that was constantly in the air. And I had to put all the words, all the things that I heard from different people together and made up the story. And that's the story I have now. It's sort of like a fantasy.
I feel absolutely nothing because I didn't know him, so I feel an absence rather than a loss.
It's an empty space.
Because you're not losing anything, you're just missing something that's part of a family structure.
Sometimes it's as if I don't belong to the family. Like when they talk of things and everything, I don't mind, I understand, because there is a big difference. Of course, sometimes I mind and I get sad, but then I understand the difference.
The different one, the spoiled one, the young one, the one that wasn't affected by anything.
It's hard. It's like they have something really strong that unites them. That is like to lose a father, and then since I was born, since he died, things are different, and like I don't belong to that first chapter of their lives.
I suppose I'd be interested to understand what kind of person he was, and maybe if there was any reason why I am who I am, because I never met him, and to see if, the nurture versus nature aspect of things, if there's anything that I've inherited from him that I don't know about, and yeah. How would I know that? I don't know what he was like.